Hello everybody, happy Halloween. It is Tuesday, but we're going to do something a little different. Going to push off TTM Tuesday for a week because it is Halloween, and I figured I would go through some of the autographs that I have acquired, either through TTM, meeting some of these people in person, or purchasing them because I absolutely wanted them. Wanted to show off some of the kind of Halloween-y, horror-themed autographs that I've come to get over the years. I'm going to start off more, not so much horror, well, depending on who you are and where you grew up. But we have this large photo. I actually met this gentleman here. It's for the Doctor Who fans. This is the third incarnation of Davros, the main enemy of the Doctor and creator of the Daleks, played by Terry Malloy, who I met at a show in Rochester years ago. From 1984 to 1988, was opposite the 6th and 7th Doctor, Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy, who weirdly, I met Colin Baker at that same show. Both very, very, very wonderful human beings, I should say. And fun bonus fact, I have the signatures of technically 4 of the 15 Doctors, even though we haven't seen the 15th yet. Number 4, Tom Baker. 6, Colin Baker. I'm going to put this down because it's an odd size. And the 10th and 14th, David Tennant. However, moving on back to horror. Nobody can argue that Darth Vader wasn't the absolute scariest being in the whole universe, and this was one I obtained from the website of the late, great David Prowse, who passed away in 2020 at the age of 85, but obviously best known as the physical appearance of Darth Vader. Not the voice, that was James Earl Jones. Although I do have him, but unfortunately he was just on a note card. Next, an actor that you've seen in a ton of movies. Super Troopers, he was hilarious in it. He was in Braveheart. He was also Winston Churchill. But a lot of people forget that Brian Cox was also the first Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter, the one with, oh crap, I just blanked on his name. The guy that was in the original CSI. I cannot remember his name. But in any event, Brian Cox, the original Hannibal the Cannibal. And actually, I got him when he was performing on Broadway. Got a few more, so bear with me. Dee Wallace. Best known as the mom, probably in E.T. Also was the mom in Cujo. She was in, what was that? The Howling, The Hills Have Eyes, and one of my favorites of all time, Critters. And I got that through her website as well. Next, another guy that I met at a different show, not the one with Doctor Who and Davros, but this was a separate show. This is a name that people may not know, but they'll know his works. The creator of Starlog magazine, Cinemagic magazine, Future Life magazine, and Fangoria magazine. Kerry O'Quinn, he signed the logo thing when I met him. Horror is wonderful, and actually on the back, I printed out this reprint of a Fangoria magazine with Godzilla, and he signed it to me. Horrors forever. He was a really, really interesting guy to talk to. Next, this was a big one. It's a TTM. You know him from such movies as, well, pretty much anything that had a very unusual-looking man in it, because it is Michael Berryman. Great autograph signer, and this was from The Hills Have Eyes, and he wrote Go Camping on it because he's hilarious. The one thing I will say about him, he is a great autograph signer, and he will personalize stuff based on what you sent. I sent him also this picture from the 1987 classic Barbarian Brothers movie, The Barbarians. If you've never seen The Barbarians, see The Barbarians. And Michael Berryman played the Dirt Master, and then he also sent me as a bonus this shot from The Hills Have Eyes. Signed it, Stay Sharp. He is quite an amazing individual, and actually, because of his looks, the medical condition he has, I wrote it down. It is hypohydrotic ectodermal dysplasia. Basically, it means he does not have the ability to produce sweat glands, So that was not his sweat, fingernails, or hair. So imagine being out in the desert shooting The Hills Have Eyes when you're not able to sweat. What a trooper. And a horror icon. Next, we've got Dexter. Also in 6 Feet Under, Michael C. Hall. Got him to sign when he was on Broadway. I'm waiting to see if he comes back because I'm going to send to him again. There's a few people that want him. Now we're getting into the iconic horror franchises. We're going to start with A Night of the Living Dead. No, unfortunately, it's not George Romero. I wish. However, through her website, I got the next best thing. The little girl in the original Night of the Living Dead movie that killed her parents and then ate them. And she signed. Her name is Kira Shawn. I got that off her website. I believe it's still in the Pittsburgh area. She signed it "I Hurt" because those are the only 2 words she actually said in the film. Actually, weirdly, another Pennsylvania resident, but I think over more on the east side, is a gentleman by the name of Doug Bradley. Many people will know him as Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies. And this was on his website. I think it was like $20 personalized. And yeah, how am I not going to get that? It's signed by the 4 Cenobites. This is from Hellraiser 2. So you have Doug Bradley, Pinhead. However, a fun little horror trivia. The original name of his character in the novella that Clive Barker wrote was simply referred to as the Priest. They called him, it was the crew on the movie that started calling him Pinhead just because the mask and the name stuck. However, from what I've heard, Clive Barker absolutely hates that name. But alongside him, we had Simon Banford, who played Butterball, Barbie Wilde, who was just credited as female Cenobite, and Nicholas Vince, who was the Chatterer. Horror icons. Another one. Got a couple more. I'm sorry I'm dragging this out, but this is fun. I started going through it. I'm like, man, I got a lot of horror people. We have the man who played Michael Myers, a.k.a. The Shape, in Halloween 2 back in 81? Yeah, 1981, I think. Dick Warlock. Also been a stunt coordinator on pretty much everything horror-related. Was a stunt coordinator on several of the Halloween movies, including this one. I think he did some Nightmare on Elm Streets. He was all over the stunt world in the 70s and 80s, and this was off of his website. I'm not sure if he still does it or not, but he wrote, "I'm coming for you, dude." Michael Myers, a.k.a. Dick Warlock from H2. And we cannot talk about Halloween without talking about John Carpenter. And I was able to get him to sign 3 things. This was one of my early TTM attempts. But you may know John Carpenter from directing such movies as, well, They Live with the late, great Roddy Piper, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, which is a poster, which is a picture that he signed for me that's also in the binder. He did Starman and also did both of the Escape movies, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., and the Escape from L.A., or New York, sorry, the original. Escape from New York is the other picture that he signed for me. Not really. I mentioned this one in the past, but we got to throw him up there because he is Freddy Krueger. It is Robert Englund. This was a gift from a friend of mine, and I should say John Carpenter was a TTM through his production company. And the final one, it was also a TTM, and I got 3 of them. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2015 at the age of 76. Wes Craven, and I got him to sign a picture of Nightmare on Elm Street. And you talk about a true horror icon. I mean, let's see. He did Swamp Thing, which actually is another picture he signed for me. Oh my God, I wrote it down. I can't read a thing. Serpent and the Rainbow was the other picture he signed for me. But he also did The People Under the Stairs. He did the Scream franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street. And I think the only other one he did was Wes Craven's New Nightmare. But again, also The People Under the Stairs, which was a creepy movie. But that said, that was 10 minutes of random horror I'm going to say horror icons that I have acquired over the years. And like I said, got to meet several of them purchased a couple of them, definitely worth it, and was lucky enough to get a few to sign, including the late great Wes Craven. Let me know what you think down below. What was your favorite? Hopefully everybody is going to have a great Halloween or whenever you're watching this. But stay safe, keep handing out that candy, and we will see you tomorrow, everyone.